Hey guys, Brandon from Duelist Anonymous here, and here we got a deck list. Tristan gave one for his Ancient Warriors deck, and as you may have noticed, whenever I'm in a duel, I play a very popular card, a very old archetype. And well, it's a bit different than it used to be, because I've been changing it up for Master 05. Here's my deck list for, of course, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So starting off, of course, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in the sexy original art. And that wouldn't be complete without 3 alternatives. And now part of the engine is 3 Starliege Seyfrieds. And then to add a bit of the swarm, Nebula Dragon by revealing this and another level 8 dragon type monster. In my hand I summon both of them in defense position, but their effects are negated. So if I bring out alternative, while I have this and Blue Eyes in the hand, I can then summon Blue Eyes and this in the hand, and I have more Xyz material. And speaking of Xyz material, Black Spiral Dragon, so long as I have 2 light and or dark type dragon or attribute dragon type monsters on the field, I can summon this from the hand or the graveyard, but it's banished when it leaves the field. But because I usually use this for Xyz material, it doesn't really matter. And also it has the ability to once per turn make every single monster I control level 8, which makes it that much easier to go into Xyz. Now a new addition, 3 copy of Schwarzschild Limit Dragon. If my opponent controls a monster, at least one monster with 2,000 or more attack, I can special summon this from the hand. No limits. It's sort of like a better Cyber Dragon, but Cyber Dragon has more support. And now, my tuners, 2 White Stone of the Ancients, and then another set of tuners, White Stone of Legends, to take out that search. And of course the staple 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then we got the 1 Ash. You will start to see why there's only 1 Ash shortly. And now for the other engine I have in here, we have the Invoked, of course. Just to get that bit more consistency with the 3 sets, full play set of Invocation. And then 3 Magical Meltdowns just to make sure that I can get that Alistair out. And for my draw power, 3 trade-ins, considering just about everything in this deck is level 8. Return of the Dragon Lords for a bit of resurrection and protection. 3 Dragon Shrines in order to slim down my deck, and then also to pitch things like White Stone of the Ancients, White Stone of Legend, or Galactic Spiral Dragon, just to get off their effects. And then the old classic Monster Reborn. And then 1 Melody of Awakening Dragon by discarding 1 card and adding up to 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from my deck to my hand, which works fantastically with Blue Eyes. I'm pretty sure this is designed specific. Well, I mean, yeah, Blue Eyes is sort of in there in the guitar, so it is kind of in there simplicity. 1 Infinite Impermanence. I'm not sure if I would run more than 1. I only have the 1, so that kind of dictates what I would really do with that. And now that we've gone through the main deck, let's go with the extra deck. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. This is a very, very nice card to toy around with. I don't get it out as much as I would like, but it's also not the point to get this out. It's only for very specific circumstances, and this isn't, or at least it wasn't as much of a fusion deck as it used to be. Because now it's more about the Xyz. Speaking of which, playset of Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. For that, negating of every spell, and then a bit of protection. And because we are running Invoked, we have a full playset of Invoked Mechaba. We have even more negates. And now we have a bit of an expensive card, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon. For, let's say, my opponent has even just any type of Xyz monster, I can, I can detach one Xyz material from this card, and then just take control of that monster. It becomes Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, which I can then use itself to go into Galaxy Eye's Full Armor Photon Dragon, because it is both a Galaxy Eyes monster then, and it's also technically an Xyz monster. So I can basically not have to give it back from the effect of Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon at the end of the turn. So a way of removal without actually destroying, which is really nice. And then I get a free 4K monster. Now for something that might shock a few of you. One copy of Dingirsu, the Orchest of the Evening Star. I pulled this from the Dual Overload, and we thought it would be kind of interesting to put in there. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this in here, but we'll see. And now we are headed to our Link monsters, which aren't really that big a deal anymore. First up, Relinquished Anima. A lot of you can probably guess what this does, considering it's a relinquished card. Just taking the attack the monster it points to. Don't know how many times I'll be using that, but it's a good way of using my white stones. Now, Armiller, the Starleader Dragon, is a nice way to swarm the field. Don't know how many times I'm going to actually use this card, but it does have a nice way to swarm the field, which is the only reason I really put it in here. And last but not least, for the extra deck, the big boy 5-headed Link Dragon. I mean, we all know what this does, pretty much. It's a bit of a beast. Not sure how many times I'm going to use it. I think I've used a grand total of like once, maybe, while I've had this, while I've used this deck. I'll use it in this deck. Alright, so now we've gone through the main deck, and we've gone through the extra deck. Let's go to the side deck. And right off the bat, 2 Ash. For that negates. And then, for more lockdown, 3 Droll Lockbird. And then, of course, the staple, Down Wrestler Pankratops. And then the other White Stone of the Ancients, and the other White Stone of Legend, and then we got a regular Poly, and a Dragon's Mirror. Then we got a 1-for-1 to make sure that I can get out one of those White Stones, and get off combos. Now we have Drat Connection. So if I have something that I don't necessarily want in my hand, or I need another combo piece, like let's say I have 2 alternatives in my hand but no Blue Eyes, I can then just use this, get a regular Blue Eyes out right into my hand, replace it, and then I can get an alternative out just to be able to further my combos. Another Return of the Dragonlords, because perhaps I need a bit more protection in some cases. And then Melody of Awakening Dragon again. And then this one, because I don't have enough space right now, that I probably will end up changing the extra deck a bit. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, because there are some really, really nice Xyz monsters that have effects when they have Photon Dragon as material. Which is really nice. That's the only reason I would ever run this. And I only have the one, so I can't make a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck. But yeah, guys, that's my Blue Eyes Invoked deck, I guess you would say now. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of this deck, any suggestions that you might have, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.